In this video, I want to talk a little bit about interferences that happen through the nervous system of the infant, especially non-native electromagnetic frequencies and radio waves. These interferences in the nervous system in the infant can definitely have an impact on behavior and sleep and a host of other functions. You have to remember that in the infant and the young child up to a certain age, the coatings in some of the nerves of the body don't have insulating encasements, and so they're very susceptible to environmental disruptions. So electrosmog and the electricity that's running through our homes from power lines and also our devices can definitely have an impact and be a disruptor to this system. So I like to tell parents that have done everything possible that might still be having problems after tongue tie release, or they've done well and all of a sudden they have a setback, that it might not necessarily be from reattachment or something like that, but they might also need to ask the question, are there electromagnetic disturbances going on around their child? There's plenty of research now indicating that this is a factor, and I encourage parents to take a look at it and see if it might be true for your child. I'll give you some examples. I had working with thousands of tongue-tied babies, especially just recently, I've seen children come back after a great release, great body work. The moms have been completely diligent with dietary changes or oral exercises. They may have even seen a speech-language pathologist to help reorganize some of the functional structure, or the function, and also the performance of the oral function. And the mom gets a feeling in her gut that something's still not right, something's still going on, something about the way the child is or isn't sleeping or needs attachment or something like that that just kind of triggers the mom. And I've done a little bit of detective work with these moms, and it turns out that we have had some success in getting the babies out of a fight or flight state into a downregulated state by identifying what the baby is perceiving as an insult. So I had a mom who had a great release, great body work, was diligent, and she came back and she said there's still something going on. And so the visual inspection of the frenum and under the tongue looked great. And so I did a little bit of detective work with her, interviewing her about where her baby regulated and slept. And her baby was classic of a lot of children who come in with tongue tie and related issues. This baby was regulating in very rustic areas, like when they go camping or in a cabin in higher elevations. And so a little bit of talking to the mom, and we found out that there was a Wi-Fi booster underneath her bed. And once she got rid of that, the baby began to calm down. Classically, whenever I get a child who comes in, a toddler especially, and the mom says, my child has a tongue tie and ADD, ADHD, and I can't seem to get them to calm down, and I want the tongue tie released so that their ADD will get better. That's always a little bit of a red flag for me, and I really start to work with the mom and ask other questions about addressing the gut and other things, but then also ask where the child regulates. And invariably the mom will say, my child is happiest and at their best when they're out in the yard with their shoes off in the sunshine with as little clothing on as possible. And then that lets me know right away that there's probably an electrical issue with this child. They're being overpowered in some of their environments, and they're discharging onto the ground, and that concept is called grounding. And so by working with parents to identify these things that are going on, we've had really good results with helping moms get over that hump of there's something else going on. The other offender that I've seen after a child does well and regulates is the mom might have all of a sudden started wearing some type of electronic device or EMF emitting device on their arm, a watch, a cell phone on their arm, some type of exercise equipment where they can now look at their fitness and things like that. And so all of those things being removed seems to help children who are experiencing these issues. So in this video, we talked a little bit about ways that moms can get involved and eliminate some offenders for their children and help their children through difficult times.